That's my middle name, for sure.
What is pain? Fresh bread. Hey, welcome to Neutral Ground Live. We want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today. Invite your friends out, share this post, and we're just going to tell you what Neutral Ground is and what we do. My name is Bree Alvarado, and I am the operations manager here at Neutral Ground.
Samuel Asalde, and I serve as program director.
Not the Alvarado executive director.
Yeah, and so we're super excited to be with you. I know I say that every single time,
Super
but
excited.
we are super excited. It's something that we want to do, and we're really like putting effort into this all week. So we just want to thank you for being with us.
And also, I wanted to run through a few things really quick. Last week, I didn't realize that my mic wasn't on, so now we got some different mics. And a little bit of what I shared just as we were starting was how the idea of these live sessions came to be. And so what I recently came on board with Neutral Ground a few months back, and when I first came on, Pastor Nanti first invited me over to his home, and I had some questions for him. So he in those questions, he started to tell me a little bit of his story, and how that tied into Neutral Ground and how it came to be. And so I took some notes, got a little bit of a better idea and understanding of Neutral Ground.
Yep.
And then the following week, he had me come out again, and this time we met with the whole team. And now the whole team started to do the exact same thing. They all shared their own personal stories, their own personal narratives, how that tied in or how they crossed paths with Pastor Nati, and how they were serving now with Neutral Ground. And so we thought, hey, like that would be really cool because we have people from the schools that we're working with, people out in the community who are asking us, well, who are we? What do we do? And we thought, well, what if we just get on our different platforms, social media platforms, and do the same thing that you all did for me?
Yeah. So we're just going to be with you for 30 minutes, not too long, but we do want to pick up from where we left off last week. Last week we talked about the story of Nathi, our founder, and what he went through, the struggles he had to come through, and why he actually has the heart. Our mission for Neutral Ground is of creating a presence, forming relationships, and changing the story, and why that is our mission. And that has so much to do with your upbringing and who you are and what you've been through. So I really want to talk about those things that you really had to overcome in order to be where we are now. And I think one thing that I will always remember about you as my dad is that we never give up. Right. That's not an option. Somebody could have died, and it's like the next grieving, yes, we grieve, but the next week or something, maybe not that long, but you're like, hey, you have a letdown? Okay, cool, that's a letdown, but you're gonna get up, we're gonna wash our face, and we're gonna continue to move forward. So, but that wasn't always who you were. So I want to really talk about that and how you got there. So we left off last week with you feeling like you couldn't get out of your situation and what you were going through. So why don't you take us back there, and then we'll get in.
So we talked about, I think, last week where Pastor Frank, we ended up in that thing where I was in this program, and he asked me what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I had said, well, I'd like to go back to school, and I would like to work with kids, adolescents. And he said, well, I'll pray about it and see what doors open up for you there. Now, that's exactly what happened. When I got out, I graduated the one-year program, and my uncle, an uncle of mine, came, and my Uncle Roy came, and he wanted to sign me up in school. He wanted to sign me up, and he talked to me about this, and I didn't think I could do it. I remember asking my wife, what do you think? And because I didn't think and then, mind you, it wasn't about going to Santa Ana College, it was about sending me all to South Orange County.
South Orange County. And I think that's such a cool way to take you out of your experience. And so why do you think you chose South Orange County, or why did you go?
Wait, time out. So I want to go here for everyone who's like not from Orange County. I shared a little bit last week. I'm not from Orange County. So what does that mean? What South Orange County?
Well, South Orange County is South Orange County. I mean, it's not Santa Ana. It's just, it's
Higher socioeconomic.
I would say so,
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just wasn't my environment, let me say.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place.
And it would take you, what, an hour to get there on the bus?
It would take me an hour and a half on the bus. And my uncle put me in at Saddleback College. And because my mindset, Samuel, and yourselves are listening, is that it was a 5-block radius. That was my world.
Yeah.
My world was 17th Street, Bristol, 1st Street, and Fairview. That was the extent of my world. So he sent me out there, and I didn't have a car, and I have no license. We were on welfare and all that.
And you had children.
And I had
a
children
wife,
and a wife
and ministry.
and ministry, working with kids in the street. We were doing youth. We were meeting every Monday night with 50, 60 kids at our house, and local boys and girls. But he had told me about this, about going to college. Now, I didn't think I could do it. I was like, college?
Yeah.
I don't even know my arithmetic or math, or, I didn't know how to type or anything. And I asked my wife what she thought, and she's always been my sounding board, and she's always pushed me in the water with alligators, and so that's what happened, is that she helped me in that sense, saying that I think you could do it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you went out of this, your comfort zone, out of this
Totally.
pocket of your community that you were used to, right? We talked about socioeconomic status, like that. This is your norm, because everyone kind of makes this is your baseline.
Sure.
And so now you're over here, right? South Orange County, which apparently they got something in their pockets. They're a little better off.
Yeah.
Right. And so what was that like for you, being just out of
Let me put it this way. During that time, I used to catch the bus on Fairview and 17th in the city of Santa Ana. I'd ride the bus to the courthouse, Flower and Civic Center Drive. When I got off the bus there was a homeless encampment there. And it was really, really bad. This was back in 1990. And I would get on the bus there, and when I would get off the bus, so that was my view of just a bunch of stuff going on right here in the city. And then when I would get off the bus off of in Mission Viejo, and I would walk to school, I was seeing young kids, 17, 18, 19-year-old driving BMWs and Mercedes, and it was a culture shock for me. It was totally different from what I was used to, but it helped me a lot.
Yeah, and not only that, I think you're so, as I think about it now, you're so amazing because you didn't even go to high school. You finished the 8th grade, and then, so you're having to come into education at another level.
I actually got my GED at the second floor chow hall in the county jail at 550 North Flower.
Nice. You got all the crossword puzzles.
Yeah, but I got my GED when I was incarcerated. I remember that was such a happy time. I remember getting with my dad, and my dad sent some money to Sacramento and got my certification of my GED. So that's how I was able to go into the community college level. When I went to the community college level, I went just for a 1-year certification program, drug and alcohol studies. I could be a counselor at a sober living home or something like that. That's what the original intent was when I got there. So when I got there, I was taking classes that had to deal with poverty, drug issues, homelessness, things that I related to. So that's what sort of helped me there when I got to Saddleback College.
Yeah, and then you had an amazing mentor there while you were at Saddleback.
Yes, I still contact him for Thanksgiving all the time because I'm very grateful for this man.
Mr. Espinosa.
And it was Mr. Espinosa, Pete Espinosa, at Saddleback College. He was the counselor there, and I was a part of the EOPS program. And they introduced me to this man. And he sat me down and he said, Nati, why don't you get your AA? And I thought, my AA? What are you? I laughed because I was like, never have I ever thought about anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, I think you could do it. He said, I'll sit down with you. I'll help you with your academic plan. I'll let you know what teachers to take and what classes you should take. Now I'll do the whole, your whole 4-year academic plan here for you, and we could do it. So I did it. I trusted him, and we went on this journey of education, and which allowed me to get a job. I got hired out there in South Orange County as a college recruiter. So all these things, I was riding the bus every day, an hour and a half that way, an hour and a half back. But it was a very difficult time. But now that I look back, for my wife and I, we're on welfare. We were trying to get over there, get over that hump. But we were successful because we had a dream in us.
Yeah, and being uncomfortable makes you grow. And you guys were, and just thinking about it as you're there, riding the bus an hour, riding back, and just all of these good challenges of, I think you can do it.
Yeah.
I think you can do it. People believing in you, Uncle Roy, Mr. Espinoza, people really believing in you and pushing you to fulfill your dreams. So you got a job for recruiting down in Santa Ana, right?
Well, no, I got the job working for the Saddleback College as a college recruiter in San Juan and Dana Point, and there was already gang issues going on over there. They actually wanted me to stay out there and hire me there, but my heart was in Santa Ana. I wanted to come back here, which I did. But that's where I started finding myself, because the people there loved me, and the people there accepted me, and they received me into, that college level.
Yeah, and that is something that's I probably don't understand it, but I know with conversations that I've had with you, you call it something syndrome.
Oh, imposter syndrome. Oh, yeah. So later on, we can go into a little bit of my story, my narrative. But I've had the privilege to go to community college, to go to CSU, to go to university, and throughout all of it, I've had what I've shared with Bree and with Pastor Nati, imposter syndrome, feeling as if I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, and I think you can really relate to that.
I used to go. I remember I would go into the library because I didn't fit. I felt like I didn't fit.
Yeah.
But it was the EOPS program that really brought me in. I ended up finishing there, and I wanted to take this class, the Puente program. It was English writing that would prepare you for the university level of English. And so I transferred to OCC. And I ended up going through the whole deal there at OCC. I found that I wasn't dumb.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing I found, is that, hey, I could do this.
Yep. Yeah, and you actually graduated on the dean's list, right? Every year you made the dean's list.
Made the dean's list multiple times. I never knew I had it in me. There was a lot of study, a lot of application. My wife I would lay on the floor, I would make flashcards.
Yeah.
They would give us a sheet of possible questions of maybe 500 and 200 or 150 would be on the test, and I would write every single one out on a flashcard with the answer on the back, and I would get home late, about 5:30, 6, and then put the kids to bed, and Teresa, I would lay on the floor, and she'd lay on the couch, and she would just drill me with these cards, and I would memorize. I would record myself. So nobody taught me how to study. I had to learn how to study myself. I believe the Lord helped me understand that for myself, because that's where all my faith was at. But what I would do is I would get the card, I would record myself. So I used my senses. I would see it, I would hear it, and I would read it, and I would write it out. And so that's how I retained. And out of what I learned in education, out of all of that in the community level, is I never got a C or a D or an F. I got nothing but A's and B's, and it allowed me to see that, and I think that's for all of us. It's such a lie in our communities that, because of my past, wanted me to believe that I wasn't worthy of being somebody in my community or helping anybody.
Yeah.
I experienced a little bit of that too when I first started with my schooling, and I did on my own. Later on, while I'm going to school, I learned kind of what it is that I was doing, but I started to reframe everything for myself. I'd be sitting in class with all these other students who were prepped and ready for this setting, right? Since they were babies, they were talked to about going to college, and the reframing that I did was, I had seen a hospital bed due to gang violence. I had been to the county jail. I had been through all these really just crazy hurdles, much like you shared in our last live session, just all these hardships. And how was I going to let an exam or a book or a paper that I needed to write be the thing that would trump me?
Yeah.
That's super good. Yeah. And so you both actually, but you graduated.
I ended up graduating from Orange Coast College in my AA, and I remember I didn't invite anybody, and I didn't really know that you get gifts
was
and
a
that
thing.
people celebrate, because I never went to prom, never understood that. And, my uncles and my family, they came out and they celebrated me. It was such a big day for me.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I applied and I got accepted at Cal State Fullerton. And I transferred as a social major to Cal State Fullerton. And I got accepted there. And from there, I transferred to Cal State Long Beach.
Okay.
Because I used to write, and even at Camila, I said to myself, I'm going to be a teacher. It was such a big dream, and I said, well, if that guy could be a teacher, why couldn't I? So I used to write it out. I used to write it, and I had to believe it myself first. And even though it seemed crazy, but I end up transferring to Cal State Fullerton. I get my teaching credential. And once I'm there, my old probation officer, Mr. Wright, Tom Wright, I met him back in the early 70s when he had me on house arrest. He had a bunch of kids in our neighborhood. I was probably 13 years old. And he would come over in a little blue Volkswagen, but he had stayed in my life all these years. By this time, he had become the head director over all the juvenile facilities in Orange County. Back in then days, there was a camp up off Ortega Highway called Los Pinos. And there was another one, Joplin and YGC and juvenile. And so he right away got in touch with me, connected me with ROP, San Juan Capistrano, and they hired me as a teacher. So I got hired right away from San Juan Capistrano ROP to be a teacher at a juvenile facility up off of Ortega Highway, Los Pinos.
Okay, so that's in the span of how many years? You go to the home to you getting a job at Los Pinos. What, like?
Wow,
3 years?
This was a total of probably 6 years,
Oh, okay.
because I went back to work. I got a job at
Okay.
Phoenix. I mean, I would and I would say, I don't want that. I'm going to go back, and
Yeah.
I kept
so
hitting
it's
it.
Consistently going back to your dream.
Yes.
And that's great. So you were consistently going after what you wanted, and you got this job. Next time I want you to share a story about the experience that you had at Los Pinos. But being at Los Pinos, you were there, and then what happened? What was that hurdle?
Los Pinos, I got the job, I remember, and I was working for about 2 months. I got in the summer, probably August or September. Come December, I get a letter from the Department of Justice telling me that they were revoking my credential because of my record. We had stated everything with Cal State Long Beach about my record. By this time, my record had been expunged. Gentleman, Captain Dan McCoy from the San Police Department and Carl Holmes from the Orange County Public Defender's Office had went to court for me and got my whole record expunged.
Yeah.
They helped me. They just did it for me. They seen what I was doing. These were individuals that used to arrest me and what have you. Now they were helping me. I ended up getting it. We stated all that, but yet, because of the record, there was a no gray area with the state of California for a licensed degree.
So I have to stop you there. This was 20, 25 years ago when this is happening?
This was in about 97,
Okay.
right around there.
So this is that long ago, and you had to face those hurdles, right? Had to somehow try and work around it. You ended up losing your job.
Yeah.
I got to share with everyone. I've gone over a little bit of me having sort of a sordid past. Today, right, 25 years later, I've dealt with some of those same hurdles because of a background, because of this jacket that I've had to wear, and it's only been because of agencies and programs like Neutral Ground that are centered on second chances that I've had more of an opportunity. And we're talking about, again, 20 years time span, a time span where our community, our governments have been a little bit more progressive. I know in LA they did the whole Ban the Box initiative, so they can't ask you if you've been a felon for jobs, but this is something that you had to still work around.
Yeah, I totally did. It was a blow. I remember it was right. I got the letter about the 17th of December, and I remember my boss told me that you're gonna have to have that. We have to let you go. And it was right at Christmas time, and I had lost my job.
Wow.
I remember I lost the job, and I was going into the new year, and I was so discouraged. I remember at that time because my wife and I, we had worked so hard to get to where we were, but we didn't stop.
Yeah, and you wash your face and you keep going, right? Even you may be down for a little bit, but we never quit. And so you experienced that injustice, which it really was just an injustice. And then you go, you come to. That's what actually started you actually doing all of the work here in Santa Ana because you were let go there, and then.
Well, I think we started doing the work right when I got clean 30 years ago. This March 17th will be 31 years that I've made a decision to turn my life around. Yeah. And so right when I got back from the home upon graduating in 1990, December of 1990, I right away started working with our community kids. So all along, we've been doing this work for 30 years. Off the gate, we started working with youngsters in the community. And that's back then is, once again, where the dream of Neutral Ground started evolving.
Yeah, and so Neutral Ground has evolved from being just this little thought that you had way back when you were doing nothing good, and then coming and having to work through these huge letdowns and these huge hurdles, and then coming to 2014, or was it 2013?
I think, Bree, on that, I think that the name came later.
Okay.
So it's like a true leader. You don't give them the title of a leader, and then they become the leader. Neutral Ground's title came way later. Yeah. The work started, the hands-on trench in the community, working with kids, working with young people, working with families started back here, and then we ended up later putting a name on it, and we ended up later bringing it to where it is today. But it actually started with getting our hands dirty and loving kids back to life.
Yeah, and that was really, I know you always say it, is that you didn't let go of your dream. It wasn't something that when I wasn't getting funded, I just stopped doing it. It was something that you consistently did all of the time, whether you had money or not. And we didn't start getting paid for Neutral Ground until 2013?
Probably 15 or 14.
2015. And our first contract as Neutral Ground was our contract with Santa Ana Unified School District. And I think that is a great jumping launch pad to get us to our next episode. So next week, we'll talk about all of our programs that we do here at Neutral Ground. We really set a great foundation of who NATHI is and who we are as a program. Remember, our mission statement is forming relationships or creating a presence. First, we want to create a presence. I need to remember it. First, we want to create a presence. Forming relationships and changing the story, and how that has so much to do with your story, with my story, with Sam's story, all of us individually. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. We encourage you to come on next week, and you have a great day.
And I want to encourage you to please share today's story. because, you know, we're, once again, as we said before, Sam, myself, Bree, our rest of our team, which you'll be meeting as weeks come, all we're trying to do is get the story out. And we are a nonprofit organization. Our website is
ngservices.org.
ngservices.org. And we also have a Facebook page. We have our Instagram page. So you could email us at info@ngservices.org. You go on to our website, see what's there. That's ngservices.org website. You can go on to our personal pages. But please let us hear back from you. Please share today's story. We thank you so much. Anything, Sam?
Yeah, I look forward to connecting with you guys all next week.
Have a good day.